Hey, everyone. I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Um, for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. We are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, welcome back. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And for those of you who are tuning in to the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the page. Welcome. Thanks for joining here. Let me know where you are tuning in from in the chat. Today, I am back in the Tampa Bay area. For those of you who remember last week, if you tuned in last week, I was not live last week because I was in San Francisco at Super Bowl Media Week, which was a crazy week. It was exciting. It was fun. It was fast moving. There were long days. For those of you who tuned in for the behind the scenes on my Instagram page, it was a lot of moving parts, but it was awesome. And I was grateful to be there. But again, thanks for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know where you are tuning in from in the chat. Hopefully I'll be able to see my chat today, you all. I just never know with the technology. But again, I'm in the Tampa Bay area today where I reside. But last week was in San Francisco. So this is live today. But of course, last week was pre-recorded. I see. Oh, welcome. East Coast is in the house. Welcome. St. Louis is in the house. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. You know what? Let me share with you guys a quick announcement, and then I will begin today's mental health moment. Hold on. Let me find the date. I should write these things down for you all. Okay, so again, welcome, Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Just going to go through a couple quick announcements, and then I will go through today's mental health moment. By the way, if this is your first mental health moment and you're like, what in the world is going on? Mental health moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So that's why we're here every week, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so though I did want to invite you, I feel like there's another event, but I don't have the date yet. Okay, anyhow, so I love to invite you all when I do speak at events that are open to the public. Of course, I'll invite you all. If they're not open to the public, I apologize, but of course I can't invite you because it's not open to the public. But the one that is coming up that is open to the public is on Sunday, March 22nd. So Sunday, March 22nd, that will be in the Tampa Bay area, if you're in the area or plan to be. Sunday, March 22nd. It's an all-day event. It's hosted by Melissa Atkinson, who is an amazing human being. Had the honor of meeting her many months ago and just learned more about her. Super excited about her event. It's called The Intersection. So you can always Google that, The Intersection, Melissa Atkinson. You do have to register for that event. Again, it's an all-day event. It's about health. It's about wellness. It's about being a better version of yourself. So I'm super excited to be a part of that. So I will be there on one of the panels. I think it's going to be an outstanding event. I'm excited to go as a panelist, but also just to attend because it's going to be amazing. But again, it's Sunday, March 22nd in Tampa Bay. So grab your tickets now. It's called The Intersection. That's the name of the event. And there's another event, but I don't have the date for that yet. So when I get the date, I will let you all know. But welcome again. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. Welcome back from Virginia. Thanks so much for joining. Hi to you as well. Welcome. So before I start today's mental health moment, I did want to share that if you're just now tuning in, I was sharing a little bit earlier that last week I was in San Francisco for Super Bowl Media Week. Very hectic, crazy, busy time, but it was fun. It was long. It was a lot of work, but it was all good. I was interviewing the coaches and interviewing the players of the Super Bowl. In case many of you probably watched the Super Bowl. Not everybody. I know we have a global community and some of you are like, what? But of course, it's one of our, I think it's the largest or one of the largest sporting events here in the US. But of course, you can watch it anywhere in the world. But nonetheless, it was a really great experience. So I wanted to sort of share well, I'm going to share a lot of those interviews that I had about mental health with like I said, some of the coaches and the players. I'm going to put all that together. My team and I should say, are going to put all that together and get it up on YouTube. So if you follow me on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube, you'll be able to see that series, if you will, with just the interviews with the players and the coaches. And again, we're thinking about, and you may not be an elite athlete watching this, or you may not be a coach of a, national football organization. However, we really have to think, if we think about our mindset, which is what mental health moment is all about, we really have to think about how do we elevate ourselves, right? How do we have elite mindsets, whatever that looks like for you. So I will let you all know when that is available. But that will be on YouTube coming up here soon. And thanks for joining here. Excuse me. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. Again, I'm in the Tampa Bay area today. For today, feel like I'm always in a different city lately, but for today, I'm in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. So what I did want to share though, because I found it fascinating, right? Just thinking about like these players that have made it to the biggest game, right? The Super Bowl, the biggest game in the football season, and just the mindset that it takes to get there and the things that they do. I interviewed a lot of the players and asking them what is it that they do to protect their own mental health, right? Because it takes a lot, right, to get to that level, of course, and it also takes a lot to sustain your mental health when you're at that level. There's a lot of emotions involved, of course, with a game like the Super Bowl. And so again, I'm going to share everything with you all on YouTube and let you all know when it's all available on there. But one of the most common things that I will say that I heard from them was really the importance of relying on our support systems. And that's a tip that I want to share with you all today, because it is really easy for you to get caught up in your head, meaning getting caught up in your thoughts, getting caught up in the what ifs, getting caught up with the anxiety, thinking about things from the past, thinking about things from the future by yourself. When in reality, a lot of times we need each other. We need to find support systems if you don't already have them, right? And it doesn't have to be a huge circle of people. Maybe for you, you have a small, close knit circle, which is fine. Maybe you do have a lot of people in your life. But again, thinking about for you, like who is it that really helps you through, like get through. Life is gonna life sometimes, right? Like we're gonna have the difficult times, we're gonna have the dark moments, we're gonna have the challenging things, we're gonna have the disappointments. All those things happen. We know that, but like, do you have a support system to help you get through, right? So, again, I wanted to sort of remind you that y- you're allowed to have that, because sometimes we think that we have to do everything ourselves, which is not really true. Or sometimes sometimes things feel, it's so funny because I've talked to thousands and thousands of people throughout my career, and it's always interesting to me because there's so many stories that I hear that are alike, but people that share them will say that they feel alone in them, right? So that's always fascinating to me, because I'm like, well, there's millions of people that have depression. There's millions of people that have anxiety. There's probably millions of people that have similar stories to you. Maybe not exactly, but similar, but it can feel lonely, or like you're all alone in something when you're not sharing it with other people. And when I say sharing it with other people, it could be your best friend, it could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your coach, your therapist, person at a place of worship. Like the list goes on and on and on, right? But it's a matter of like, are you allowing yourself to have that support system? Right? This is not a luxury item. Like this is a necessity, right? Because sometimes we think that way. Sometimes we just think we have to just push through on our own. And that's not really true. And again, what was fascinating, and thanks for those who are who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Again, talking today about my experience last week, actually, at Super Bowl Media Week, and speaking with literally the players of the Super Bowl and, coaches, and just hearing their perspective. I mean, just having that elite mindset. And I would ask all of them, frankly, like, what is the number one thing you would do to protect your mental health? Right? There's a lot of stress. Getting to the Super Bowl, there's a lot of stress in that. Of course, we know that. And again, time and time again, one of the most common things I heard was relying on family, relying on friends, relying on coaches, right? And it's like, so again, we have to work on having our own elite mindsets as well, right? And one of the ways to do that is really thinking about your support system. Now, when you take a step back and you examine your support system, again, for some of you, you might be like, you know what, I'm good, I'm solid, I'm supported, I feel great, wonderful. For some of you, you kind of take the step back, evaluate, and be like, you know what, I need to change some people in my life. Maybe you need to spend less time with certain people, or spend more time with certain people. Need to assess, is this person toxic for you? Are they positive for you? Like, right? Like, just individuals in your life. Because it is really critically important that you have positive people, somebody, I mean, right? Positive people in your life who can support you. Ton of research, ton of data on that, about how beneficial it is. Someone said, "Oh no, I'm late." It's all good. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining here. It's all good. And if, by the way, so someone said in the comments that they're late, but if you ever tune in late, or if you ever miss a mental health moment, all the replays are always on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. So it's right here. Wait, let me put it this way. Right here, Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. So you can always go on there and watch the replays of mental health moments if you miss it. But you're not late. It's all good. But for those of you who are just tuning in, we've been talking today about last week when I was in San Francisco at Super Bowl Media Week, interviewing the players of the Super Bowl, interviewing coaches, um, staff members, just hearing the ways that they're protecting their mental health, which I'm going to have all of those interviews on YouTube pretty soon here, working with my team to get all that together for you all. But again, it was just fascinating to me to hear how much, again, very high performers, obviously elite athletes, how much they are relying on other people to help to get them through. Like, that's a beautiful thing, and that's something that we can also learn and remember, that it's okay for us, wherever it is for you that you're trying to achieve a different goal, whatever it is for you that you're trying to be better as a person, you don't have to do that alone, right? You can rely on other people too. Someone said, "Thank you." You're welcome. So the other thing is that support comes in different forms. So tip number one today, for those of you taking notes, I know some of you are my note takers here. Tip number one, obviously, have a support system, right? And not just have one, but understand that, what's fascinating about support systems is that, understand that, I strongly believe, like, there's people that fit different roles for you, right? So if you have, let's say, a couple of close people in your support system, the person that you can go to, like, you might want to talk about one particular area of your life too, and they would understand. Maybe you talk to someone else about another area of your life, they would understand that more. Like, that's okay. That's why it's important to have people from different perspectives, different point of views. Maybe they're family members and maybe some of them aren't. Like, there's a combination of people that helps you to have a different perspective, right? It helps you to, and again, positive people though, I'm talking about the positive people. But it helps you to have a different perspective, right? Which we all need sometimes. Like, sometimes we live in this, like, almost like narrow point of view, which is not necessarily healthy. And then we talk to other people in our lives and we're like, oh, right. And we have a different perspective, which is good. Sometimes we need to have our perspectives just shifted by other people. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know if you're just tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from today in the chat. Today I'm in the Tampa Bay area, Florida, and yes, we are back live today. Last week I was in San Francisco. For those of you who watched last week, which it was pre-recorded because I was running around doing 500 million things. But this week I am back live, and I would say 98.3 3% of the time. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, we are here live. But once in a while, if I have a conflict or if I'm on a plane, which doesn't allow me to do Mental Health Moment, then it'll be pre-recorded. But most times we're here live. Hey from Dallas, Texas. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Okay, so second tip of the day is that so support comes in different forms, as I was saying earlier, right? So sometimes you need emotional support, right? Like sometimes we all have strong emotions that we go through, whether it's your anger is something, right? Something happened at work, something happened at school, something happened with your family members, something happened with your friends. Fill in the blank. You're angry, you're upset. You need emotional support sometimes. Or maybe you need someone to talk you down, right? And get you to a calmer place. That's okay. Like that's the beauty of having other positive people around you. So sometimes it's strictly emotional support. Sometimes it may be logical support where you just need some advice from someone, which is also okay. Like we have big decisions sometimes that we have to make in our lives, and you don't always have to do everything alone. Right. So you talk to people who kind of know, I would say, know what they're talking about. Know what they're talking about, is knowledgeable and what you're asking them of, and also again supportive, right? So sometimes it's logical, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's a combination. It's all good. There's different ways to get support. Sometimes um maybe there's some type of mental health support you need, and you need to reach out to a therapist, or you need to reach out to a life coach, or you need to reach out to someone at your place of worship, or whomever it is that you need, because now you're like, okay, now it needs to be at the professional level, which is okay, right? There's different levels of support. Tuning in from Gary, Indiana. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So today we've been talking a lot about just different ways to understand that number one, you're allowed to be supported in your life. You don't have to go through your life alone, meaning you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve to have joy. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be supported. And again, there are many people in the world. There's, what is it, 8 billion now we're up to? There are many, many people in the world who want to support you in some way. So for those of you who feel like, nope, nobody cares about me, I promise you that's not true. Not everybody now. I'm not saying 8 billion people do. Okay. But I've met so many incredibly amazing people in my life who are so caring, who want to help people. There's so many people in the world who want to help people. So again, if for any reason you're in that mindset, just know that's not true. There are people out here in the world who want to support you, who care about you. You have to find those said people sometimes, but they exist. Like the world is good. It just is. So just ignore all the stuff you see, all the negativity around you. Like the world is good. Yes, there are bad people in the world and bad things happen, but the world is still good. There's still good people in the world. North Carolina's in the house. Welcome. And another North Carolina. We got two people that just chimed in from North Carolina. So welcome, welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Okay. The third and final, if I could talk, the third and final tip I want to share with you all today. So if you're just tuning in, talking today about support, social support, because it's important. A lot of us, maybe some of you fall in that boat where you're like, no, I want to do this myself. I want to figure this out myself. But then, not that you can't figure things out on your own, but sometimes you really just need to be relying and getting the help of other people in your life to help you get through. Right? We all have hard times. We all have bumps in the road, the disappointments, all the things. Sometimes you just need someone else to help you get through that, and that is okay. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're crazy. None of that is true. It means you're smart. It means you're able to rely on someone that's positive and can help you get through. That's what that means. Okay. So, the last tip I wanted to share with you all today is that when you do think about this said support system that you may already have in your life or may need to find, which is okay, do not wait until you are so burnt out, stressed out, overwhelmed, like want to give up on your goals or whatever it is that you're at, like don't wait until you're at the breaking point to start to utilize your support system. Because you don't have to wait till you're at that point. You're allowed to, I wrote the book on mindset training, so it always comes to mind, but you're allowed to think of it as training, right? So again, we are talking about the elite athletes earlier. Think of it as training. Think of it as, okay, let me just check in with my support system real quick. It may not be a long conversation. It may not be a long text message or email or however you contact them, but let me just check in. Let me just, be like, hey, I just need like a quick check in with them, right? Like think about training your mind, right, along the way, allowing yourself, even if it's little bits. If you're the type of person who is like, I don't, ooh, it's hard for me to reach out to someone. It's hard to me for me to accept help and support. I hate to say it like this, but you almost have to practice it sometimes. Like maybe take the help and support in small doses until you can work on getting the mindset to the point where you know and understand that you are worthy of support, that you're worthy and you deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve to have joy. You deserve those things, right? Like maybe that's the shift that you need. The shift that you need, right? So Raleigh, North Carolina's in the house. Welcome. Atlanta's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. But again, when you think about the support, again, going back to our support systems in your life, do not, I really, I guess what I'm saying is I really don't want you all to think of having support as like a backup plan or like putting on the back burner. Instead, it should be more like a maintenance thing, right? And I totally get busyness, y'all. You all, some of y'all who are not new to mental health moment, know my little crazy schedule, right? So I totally get busyness. Like sometimes we are just busy. But again, the quick check-ins sometimes, like that matters too. Whether it's a quick FaceTime or whether it's a quick text message or like I said, email or however it is, seeing someone, a quick cup of coffee, whatever small amount of time that you can engage and have that social support, whatever that looks like for you, those count too, right? It's just really important not to get in a space of isolation, because that can really, that's a whole nother mental health moment about isolation, but that can really lead to a dark place. And I hope for many of you that, we don't get to that point. Right. But when we, again, not utilizing support systems, having too much isolation, not connecting with others in some way, um, yeah, it's more helpful for your mental health to have that social support. Um, Someone said, I think people feel like I'm going to talk about the Lord, so they keep away. I'm laughing because you have like 3 exclamation points in your comment. So, without I'm just reading the comment here. But the thing is, so going back to what we were saying earlier when it comes to social support, right? Depending on your circle, for the person that made that comment, depending on your circle, there's some people who are that you're able to have certain conversations with, if that makes sense. So for you in the comments, if you're like really super religious or whatnot, and some people, unfortunately, like, some people just don't want to hear those conversations, but there are other people that do, though, right? So maybe some particular groups that's just not that's not the combo. Like that's just not what it is. But then other groups, you find people who have similar likes to you, right? Like even when I think about I am thank the Lord. I feel extremely blessed at this stage of my life with a lot of really great friends and colleagues and just people that I've met. I'm like, wow, like there's just amazing people in the world, like I said earlier. Right. But at the same time, there's just certain conversations that I have with certain groups, right? Because that's just what it is, which is fine, right? Like I know the conversations I can have. Sometimes I have personal conversations, sometimes I have business conversations, sometimes I have family conversations. Like it just depends on the group, right? So it's all good. So I would say whatever your cup of tea is and whatever your interests are, find those people that want to have those conversations with you. And not everybody does, and that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Someone said being a preacher's wife. All right. Oh, someone else agreed. Yeah, and but it's so interesting you all are saying this and agreeing because honestly, there are certain groups that really do want to have those religious conversations. They'll talk all day to you about it, right? And there's some groups that are like, "Nope, we don't want to hear that." Like, but again, just that's why I think it's really important too to have different groups of people um that have different interests. And plus, what's cool about that, I always think, is that you get to learn different things, right? Like you don't I mean, have people in your life that have similar interests in you, but also have people that don't necessarily have similar interests and ideas from you, and then you learn from them. Um, I mean, they don't have to be completely opposite of you, but maybe they do something different for self-care, or maybe they have some different activities and hobbies in their lives. You're like, you know what? That's kind of cool. And you can learn from them, right? So, so it's all good. But yeah, but thanks for bringing that up here. Um, okay. So, trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you all. I don't think so. But so those are my 3 tips for today on today's mental health moment. But I did want to share that s- a couple things. One is that or a reminder, I said this earlier, but just a reminder again that if for any reason you feel like you need additional social support, there's a lot of groups, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of forums, like there's really reputable, good places. Check your communities. If you ever need anything, you can always DM one of my social media pages. We'll get you resources as well. But really make sure that you're connecting with others. That is really important for your mental health, for your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, like to make sure again that you're connecting with positive people. Let me put a big asterisk on connecting because yeah. But connecting with positive people who are good for your mental health, who help you to get through, who help you through the dark times, who want to have a conversation with you, right? And just allow you again to work on your mental wellness. Extreme, very important. Newbern, North Carolina is in the house. We have a lot of people here from North Carolina today. It's a North Carolina day. But welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. And Austin, Texas is in the house. Hey, welcome, welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Okay, we're going to wrap up today's mental health moment. And I love when you all share in the chat. And I get to actually see the chat because sometimes technology doesn't let me see it. But I'm gonna wrap up today's mental health moment. Again, if you ever miss a mental health moment, you can go to Dr. Nikisha Hammond right here on the screen, Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. You can always watch the replays of mental health moment. But we are here live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So that's where you can find us live. Leander, Texas in the house. Chicago's in the house. Welcome. Oh, it's so cold. Ooh, I just see the cold states. I'm like, oh, it's cold. It's nice and sunny. What is it today? It's in the 60s. Not to brag, but in Florida, it's nice and warmer here. Of course. No snow in these parts. But it's all good. But again, yes, I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Be blessed. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.